it's time! Presenting the Glove Touch!
I'm here with Dean Barry. His opponent missed weight by 8 pounds. You've had 4 canceled bouts leading up to this. Tell me how frustrating this run has been for you coming up to this fight.
It's been crazy frustrating. And then bouts were at like lighter weights as well, so I'm like constantly in a diet and training hard, and then like financially investing a lot into the fight camps, and then for them to fall through like that for me, it's just heartbreaking. And when I came here, then finding out my opponent pulled out for this fight, then I had like 3 different name changes again while I was over here and paid to get here, and then finally I had an opponent, and now he missed weight by 8 pounds, but I'm still going to fight him, I don't care.
Is it hard to stay motivated through training camp without an 100% chance that you're going to have an opponent?
Yeah, that is hard. That's very hard, but it's all about your mindset. Just you have to just trust the process and believe that it's going to happen for you, and that's what I did through all this. And I have a little baby boy at home, so he got me through it all, and he kept me focused and kept me on the straight path, So yeah.
How was your training camp coming up to this fight?
Sorry?
How did your training camp go? My bad.
Fantastic. My training camp's been amazing. I've been over here now 3 weeks training with Rosa every day, so we've been doing amazing work. My wrestling is after getting so much better, my jiu-jitsu, everything, all around striking. My pads coach is here too, so we're doing phenomenal work, and I can't wait to get out there and show it.
Congratulations on making weight. Good luck on your fight tomorrow, and thank you for your time. Thank you.
First, I want to go get a good meal in my belly. Then tomorrow, I just want to get another good meal in my belly. The man's blood in my face and in my mouth. I'm gonna eat him up tomorrow.
You fought in BKFC a few months ago, and how was the transition from training camps, from preparing to a boxing match to going back to MMA?
Nothing. Even when I was just working plainly boxing, I would still be working my MMA and everything as well. So it just. Now I don't have to keep my feet planted. I can kick him hard. I can kick him in the face with my punches. So, it's all the same. It's all the same to me. It's just another day in the office, another fight.
It's like Christmas for me early. I've had so many guys pull out of fighting me that when I got a guy that actually makes the weight and we get this far, I know it's going to happen, so I don't have to stress anymore. Because for me, the biggest thing is getting that call from the promoter, your guys out. I've literally had 36 people back out of fighting me in my career, so when I get a stud like Asa that wants to get in there and bang, it makes me really happy.
How frustrating is it, that run for you, and of people pulling out of fights, and is it hard to stay motivated during a camp when you're not 100% sure that you're gonna get the fight that night?
For sure, like knowing that I'm gonna fight Asa, he sees an old guy that he's gonna beat up. He's definitely gonna be in for the fight. So this camp, I didn't really have that feeling, but my last 2 camps were definitely more, I wonder if this guy's actually going to show up and fight me. But this one I was confident in, so I didn't have that nagging sensation the whole time in the back of my head.
You have Roxanne Modafferi in your corner tomorrow. What has training with her been like, and is there anything that she has taught you?
Yeah, she's taught me a lot. Like, she got me back into the gi. Like, I was strictly a no-gi guy for like 8 years, so thank you. And I'm stoked to have her in my corner. Like, she's a never-ending font of jiu-jitsu knowledge, so when it does get to the ground, that's going to be my go-to. I'm going to look over, I'm going to ask her what she wants me to do to him.
Congratulations on making weight, and good luck in your fight tomorrow, and thank you for having the time to do this. Thank you. Your last fight of your MMA career is going to be in February against Casey O'Neill. Can you tell me the emotions coming into the fight, and after such a long and successful career, what it's like to have that last fight?
Thank you. Man, leading up to this, I didn't want to think about a last fight. I didn't want to go into a fight knowing it was my last, but things have changed a little bit. I am trying to be careful of the amount of damage I take to my head, like in training and stuff. So I just feel like it's time. I want to go out while I still have all my marbles, and 50 is a really cool number to end my career on. I've had a lot of awesome adventures, so I am now excited, and I'm trying some new things. I have some goals. Everything that I've ever wanted to do in an MMA fight, I'm going to have to try it on Casey. So I've been doing some new training, and I'm feeling really excited, and just excited about this in the future.
Now, Casey O'Neill has been on a really successful run recently. What do you think about Casey as an opponent?
Man, I think everybody in UFC is going to be a tough fight for me, and I just, bring on the young fighters. I'll try to take her zero, because I'm the great zero snatcher. I've taken about 4 fighters, 0 undefeated records in my career. I'm just looking to do it again, and she's going to be a strong opponent, and I always say yes to the opponent, and I want someone strong to test my own powers against. Yes.
You've had a very fun career. Thank you for all the moments in the UFC, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Here with Charles Boston Strong Rosa and his wrestling coach. We're at Titan FC 73. Charles will be doing play-by-play tomorrow and be doing post-fight interviews. What's the most fight that stands out to you the most that is underlooked or that you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah, definitely, man. I would say, I'm going to be doing the play-by-play analyst, I'll be doing the post-fight interviews. I'm also a fighter myself, so I take a lot of pride in going and interviewing the fighters and commentating, because I like to know a lot about the fighters. I get all the information I can, and I know their backgrounds, what they used to train, if they were wrestlers, if they did Muay Thai champions, like all this information. So basically, the fight that I'm looking to answer your question is Devin Dixon versus Charlie Decker. We actually just saw Charlie Decker walk up. Man, these are 2 of the top guys, lightweights right now going at it, and we get to see him early in their career. So, Charlie Decker is George Masvidal's protege. His cousin's George Masvidal. So, he's in there training the American Top Team. And then on the other side, we get Devin Dixon, man. He's training out of Sanford MMA, which, those are the 2 top gyms in Florida. And to see these guys go at it early in their career is definitely going to be awesome.
Now we're here with your wrestling coach. How long have you guys been together?
Yeah, man. I just met Orkin about a couple months ago. He was training in the gym. He's from Azerbaijan, and he has some of the best wrestling ever. So one of my biggest things in my fighting career is that I've been having a lot of trouble with is the wrestling. So I found him, man. We've been working every single day. He calls me every single day, make sure I'm at the gym early in the morning, working hard, working on the grips. And even the days that I'm tired, I don't want to go in. I still go in and maybe just do a light session. So it's pretty awesome having him on my team, add him to my team, and, to prepare for my next UFC fight.
Has his wrestling improved at all? Or what have you noticed that has improved since you guys have been training together?
Can you give me questions like questions? My English better.
So basically, he just said, how much improvement have I had in wrestling? Have they had some good improvements? What have been working hard on mostly? What's the main focus of our wrestling?
Yeah, we focus on only clinch and then takedown and then down clinch. We work the step by step. We learning all them. Only no drills, just step by steps. First 1 month, just one drills learning, tried every day, and then training day, and then sometimes training, and then sometimes I give a condition too. Sometimes we talking about the fight, and then
one thing we can't forget is every day 100 sit-up at the end of training. So that's so important. Every day after training, 100 sit-ups. So it's good. It's something I love training with him. It's pretty awesome. I've been learning a lot. So like I said, he does step by step instead of just go wrestle and figure it out. I learn the little intricate details and I get better each time. So I'm honored to have him with me, and also I'm going to be honored to commentate these fights again. It's probably my 10th or 12th time doing this, and man, it's awesome to see these fighters and then see them grow and some of them go to the UFC.
Yeah, and we training just first feeling all that's drills, and then we tried drills in training. So first we needed learning details, small details, and then informations. Yeah, maybe he can will do good job, and then fight time. I know. And now Lucas is coming too, his brother. Yeah, he's training too. Yeah. Thank you.
Do you have any opponent in the UFC that you would like to fight most?
Yeah, well, I definitely want a rematch with Yair Rodriguez. He just fought Max Holloway in a close fight. I fought Yair already. I fought Yair in Mexico City. I lost a split decision to him, and that's a fight I want back. Like, I thought I won the fight, but being in his hometown, I lost a split decision to the judges. But I feel like if it was in neutral territory, that wouldn't have happened. So the judges kind of screwed me in that one, but it's a fight I want back, and hopefully will help boost me to an eventual UFC world title.
Thank you. What's up? This is the Glove Touch. We're at American Top Team Sunrise in South Florida. I'm here with Landonquinones. We just finished up a training session. How did your profession and obsession with MMA start?
Well, I was 17 years old. I was going through a lot of things in my life. I felt like I used to play a lot of sports, basketball, a lot of things I used to do. And something that I had a bad habit of was quitting everything I did in my life. I never really finished what I started. I tried a little boxing when I was younger. I did a little bit of like Aki Jiu-Jitsu, traditional martial arts, and I liked it, but I never really stuck with anything, so I never really got a solid grasp on learning. So when I was 17 years old, I was sitting with one of my friends at the house after school watching Nick Diaz fights, watching Anthony Pettis fights, and I was listening to these people's stories and the things they went through in their life. And I was going through a lot in my life at the time, and I felt like it was something that could get me out of the mud and get me in a position that I wanted to be in life. Went to my first gym, started with 2 days a week, then 3 days a week. Eventually I became obsessed, and it turned to 5 days a week, 6 days a week, then it turned to 3 times a day for 6 days a week, 7 days a week. Obviously I learned how to train a little better and smarter so I wouldn't be tired all the time and overworked. So obviously I have my routines now, but it became an obsession, and now here we are.
Now you've been cornering people. You did some fights the other night. Your fighters are doing very well. Where does your what made you say that you've started to want to help people train and teach people how to fight?
Well, I've always had a knack for coaching. It's always been something that I loved. I feel like it's my future in the sport after I retire from fighting. My goal is to be a world champion fighter, one of the best pound for pound in the world as a fighter, and obviously I want to be one of the best in the world as a coach when I'm done with that. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people that have had a UFC world title or the highest level world title in MMA and then built a UFC champion or the highest title in MMA as a coach. So I feel like I want to be able to do both, and I want to grow people from the ground up. And showing when people do well with the things I teach them, it shows that what I do has credibility, and I like the products that I put out, and it makes me feel good when I see people that work super hard. And like the other night, my boy John Samarini won his fight. It was his first win in kickboxing. He had a whole crowd of people there. His mother was there, his sister was there, and to see the love that he received after winning and how proud his family was of him really warms my heart. And that's really what I'm in it for, to help others succeed as well as myself.
Now you've been off for a while. You had a knee injury, and you've had a few canceled bouts. You finally have a fight scheduled. Can you take us through this last year and how it's been, and how it feels to finally have a fight scheduled after how hard it's been for the last year?
Yeah, this layoff was really rough. I suffered a full ACL tear and meniscus tear. I was slated to fight for the Contender Series November 10th of last year against Shaheen Santana, and I didn't tear my ACL there. I actually got COVID the day before weigh-ins, had to fly back, had to recover from COVID, had a lot of canceled bouts. A lot of people didn't want to step up and fight me. I finally found a guy, Nick Novelli, to step up and fight me in February 18th for the Titan FC lightweight belt. 2 weeks before the fight, I tore my ACL. So I've been out for about a year now. So February 18th of 2020, I got my surgery. February 18th, Titan FC 73, I believe. I'll be stepping in again, picking up exactly where I left off against Shaheen Santana again, the same man I was supposed to fight in the Contender Series. So hopefully this fight will get me on the front of the line of Contender. But either way, I'm not even thinking about that. If you sit there and wait for opportunity, a lot of times it doesn't come. So I want to stay as active as I can this year and just get busy. You know what I mean? I can't wait to do it. I've been off too long. I love fighting for fighting, not so much the fame and the money. So I can't wait to just get that misery going through me again. I love it.
All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the training.
Appreciate you. Hey, shout out to my boy Oliver here. Great student, great MMA media outlet. Check him out at The Glove Touch on Instagram. Subscribe to him on youtube.com/The Glove Touch. Really good kid, really bright future, and I'm really proud to have trained him today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so basically out of a school, right? So say if you have 60 students, maybe 20 of them might be fighters, or 25 or 30 of them might be fighters. So, that's what we do out of No Mercy Mixed Martial Arts. We got guys that come through. We have some house guys that stay around, and those are what we call staple fighters. So those are the ones that we mainly work with, all year long. And those are the guys that are going to go out there and give you the show. They're going to give you the bang for your buck. You know what I mean? Those are the guys that are going to be more in your face, But it's about the love of the sport that what carries people along. You know what I mean? So people that don't really care for the sport and don't love the sport, I mean, of course you wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah. This is the Glove Touch. We're here at BYB 8. I'm here with Toby Wardell Bendon, who was supposed to fight tonight. His fight got canceled because his opponent missed weight, and he had a replacement who did not pass the medicals. He flew all the way here from the UK. His fight got canceled. Take us through the emotions of this week and how it feels to have an opponent and then make weight and then have the fight fall through.
Yeah, so obviously, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. We flew over from the UK. The promotion have been absolutely brilliant. I came over, I'd done my part, I was disciplined, I made weight. I was 155 on the dot, so I made weight. My opponent, he came in stupidly heavy, came in mouthing off. The promotion gave him 2 chances to make the weight. He didn't make the weight, so that fight was called off. We went on to someone else. The first guy fell through, he didn't want it, and the second guy, he accepted. He was down here to fight at my weight, 155, and then this morning, Florida Athletic Commission, they unfortunately said it can't go ahead due to him being stopped this month in a gloved boxing fight. So yeah, my head's been all over the place, but the promotion BYB have been fantastic. They paid me in full. I'm back out here in March, which I believe is in Florida, Tampa, so we're just waiting on an opponent. Obviously that'll be matched in a couple of weeks, but yeah, I'll be refocused and I'm good to go for March.
In March, do you want to have one of the opponents that pulled out that you were supposed to fight tonight?
No. So from what I'm hearing, like the opponent, Ryan Jett, I've been told he'll never fight for BYB again. I flew all the way from the UK. He had 6 weeks to make the weight. He didn't make weight. There's no excuse. 6 weeks. I made weight. He should have made weight. I was his golden ticket. I'm coming in with a lot of hype from the UK. I had 4 different opponents pull out on me for this BYB, and then he was the 5th one that he came up with this. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but he didn't make weight. But like I said, there's a couple of opponents. There's a guy called Gabriel. I'm not sure how to pronounce his second name. He's from America. Me and him have had a bit of back and forth, and there's some 155ers on the card tonight which I'll be keeping my eye on. So I'll fight anyone at my weight. If they're 155 or even 145, I'll fight them.
Thank you for your time. Sorry your fight got canceled, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Hi, it's Kendall Volker here on behalf of the Glove Touch and the MMA Holes YouTube channel. I'm here with Mike Vasquez, the owner of BYB. Mike, what does BYB stand for?
Well, it stands for Backyard Brawls, the original roots of where we got our start from with Donna 5000 in the backyard.
Oh, wow. So it's a bare knuckle boxing organization. Mm-hmm. When did you first get started?
We started in actually planning in 2014. We had our first event in 2015. Our first event, actually, when we started, it wasn't going to be bare knuckle boxing. It was more like stand-up MMA, bare knuckle, 8 limbs, which is what we did in the backyard. And our first event, which is on our YouTube channel called Battleship, that was basically bare knuckle MMA.
You said 8 limbs. That sounds like Muay Thai.
Well, it's a little bit, but it's basically what we allowed was it was all stand-up fighting. We did allow submission holds, standing up. We did allow a little action to go down to the ground, but if it became grappling, we'd stood them right up because the whole purpose behind BYB was to give fans what they wanted, which was the action, the confrontation, the fighters going toe-to-toe against each other. And although I used to wrestle, and I know people who love jiu-jitsu and whatnot.
I love jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely, but a small percentage of the mainstream audience likes it. So a lot of the times when fighters go to the ground, at other MMA competitions, some of the audience is into it. The rest of them are waiting for the, what happens when the referee finally stands them up? The audience goes crazy. They're like, yeah, because they're back to toe-to-toe, and there's that confrontation, that striking aspect, which is what I feel most people enjoy.
So, bare knuckle has not been a sanctioned sport in quite some time. Did you have to alter your promotion to be a certified combat sport and be sanctioned by the commission?
Well, we did. In Florida, for example, we had to change the rules to limit it to boxing. In Wyoming, they do allow bare knuckle MMA, so we can go back there to do the full gamut. But we did modify our rules a little bit, as well as originally we had the triangle cage when we were doing the stand-up MMA. Once we started our boxing, we incorporated the triangle ring, the trigon.
It's right behind us here, as you can see, this beautiful equilateral triangle.
3 equal sides, designed really. It's all part of our logo, part of everything. It's to identify us, right? If you see the triangle ring, the trigon, it should bring your mind to BYB, and that's the design aspect of it. Now, functionally, what happens is because nobody wants to get tied up in the tighter corners, there's 360-degree corners, the action runs to the center of the ring. So it's more confrontational. And what we like to say is we want the results to be settled by the hands of the fighters and not the judges. So that's kind of the whole concept is really.
That's powerful. Leave it all in the ring right there.
Yeah.
Wow. So
you can't trust the judges for your decision. If you're going to train, you're going to fight, you want a result, you're going to have to settle it, yourself.
But you were the first organization to create a triangular ring or triangular cage, right?
Yes. We not only did we create it, we drew it out. Dot and I, the first night we met, we spent 3 or 4 hours together. We drew out our logo, we drew out the ring. We made all the footprint for it, not only the rope ring, but the cage as well. And we, of course, we patented our ring design. We have patents and trademarks on the ring design itself.
Now, as you know, a regular triangle has 3 equal sides, and each angle is 60 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order to patent your design, what is the length of the sides?
Well, and really in the patent, what it deals with is the design of the triangle ring, right? Like, so there's been discussions that we claim we own the triangle. No, we don't own the triangle. We've designed a triangle combat surface, right? Whether it's in a ring, whether it's in a cage, that it identifies with our promotions, part of our logo, part of our whole, culture that we had. We actually were fighting in a triangle with Dada in the backyard before we created BYB. So we started tinkering with it in the backyard way before even 2014.
Wow, so this goes way back. How far back does this go?
Back when Dada was in the backyard, he started with Kimbo Slice when he actually worked with the Kimbo.
Hold on.
Kimbo.
Who is Dada 5000?
Dada 5000, known, I guess, legal name, Dafir Harris. For those who don't know him, he's a great gentleman. He's a world-class individual. He started in the backyard. He started working with Kimbo as Kimbo security when Kimbo was coming up. And then Dada started getting involved in the fights as well and getting into the backyard. Started working as a promoter in the world-famous greenhouse, which if you've seen the movie Dogfight by Billy Corbin.
I didn't grow up in the United States, so I have not seen a lot of movies. I'm sorry.
Right. If you can, look up Dogfight, DAWG Fight, and it goes over the history of the backyard, Dada as a promoter in the backyard, and it's the roots of what how BYB started. They're going to be releasing actually Dogfight Round 2, which picks up where the first movie ended off, which was Dada winning, and they asked him, what do you want to do next? And he says, I want to fight Kimbo. So then it picks up with Dada when we arranged for the Bellator fight of Dada, who fought Kimbo in February of 2016. It covers that event and of course the aftermath of the event and our getting BYB started. And that's going to be coming out in spring of next year.
So when did you file the lawsuit against Triller or Lights Out Promotions?
Lights Out Promotion, yeah, sure. Well, we first became aware of somebody trying to use the triangle design probably at the end of October when a little blurb came out in the media. So we actually reached out to the promotion and said, hey, we should talk. We have a patent on this if you guys want to use it. There was actually some conversations before even that happened, but they dismissed our request to speak about it and decided to continue on with the event. So once the event was officially scheduled and all the legalities, the way things have to be filed, so the attorneys take care of all that. But yeah, once the event was scheduled and announced, then the lawsuit was filed just prior to their event towards the end of November.
I have a legal background, and I'm super salty that it hasn't gotten more attention, and you are the first. And I saw their recent event where Frank Mir went up against Pulov.
Sure.
And I was very disappointed at the information they were giving out. You are the first, you are the finest, you are the best, and it doesn't matter who comes after, you're the first, period.
I appreciate that, and it was funny because a lot of people within their promotion, including Rampage, mentioned in discussing in one of their official press conferences, he called their ring the Trigon, which is, of course, everybody recognizes the ring as the Trigon. Even he knows the ring
This
as
is
the
the Trigon right here. There is no duplication.
So absolutely, no, we're proud of what we're doing, and yes, we're a smaller company, obviously, but we're not going to let anybody come in and roll over on us. That's for sure. And we're fighters.
Who are a few of your favorite fighters?
Oh, wow. In our series here in BYB, I mean, we got great characters. We got, of course, Renee Whiteboy, who's an original from the backyard.
Yeah, he's an original. He goes way back. I met Rene Rodriguez, the white boy. He doesn't like to be called by anything but the white boy, right?
Yeah, white boy, or Hialeah Champ. He goes by Hialeah Champ also. So he was an original fighter from the backyard, and he made his way up through the ranks in BYB. Jomi Escoboza, our 185 champ. He was also original from the backyard and fought in our first BYB, the Battleship, the 8 limbs one. He had a great fight on that card.
He's the Archangel, right?
He's the Archangel, yeah. And of course, on the girls' side, what can we say about Patty Juarez, our champ? 135, incredible. Christine Stanley. I mean, guys like Carlos Guerra. He's one of my favorite up-and-comers. I think he's at 145, fighting at 145, but he's Mexican, tight, nice, tight formation, straight, stiff punches. I really like his style. We got just a lot of characters, good fighters. Isaiah Quinones, who had the big knockout in BYB 6, I think it was. It went around the world. It was on all the major sports highlights and whatnot. We enjoyed seeing him and getting him a little bit of attention that way, and he's here with us tonight, so we're excited. We have a good crew of young guys. We have guys, of course, like Desmond Green from the U.S., formerly from the UFC. So excited. Some guys from Brazil, and of course we have on this card 2 guys from BKB.
BKB is the UK promotion, and you're doing a cross promotion with them now?
Our counterparts on the UK, we've begun working together, as we should. I mean, we're trying to build the sport. Promoters that are in the industry should be working together to grow the sport. It's not necessary to take all the oxygen out of the room, so we are working with BKB. They've sent 2 fighters to this card. We're sending 2 fighters for their card in January, and we'll probably continue that throughout the year, bringing fighters back and forth and just growing the audiences.
That's beautiful. The international community is supporting you.
Yep.
The Glove Touch is supporting you. You have the MMA holes behind you, and myself, Kendall Volker.
Thank you very much,
Mike Vasquez, thank you so much for your time and your words. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
It's the Glove Touch. I'm here with Dada. We're at BYB number 8. Can you explain your involvement in BYB and how this became a thing and how you became involved in it?
Well, we started out inside the backyard in 07. The world knows who Kimbo Slice is, right?
Nah, bro. Man, listen, dude, I'm a manhandle you, dude. Yeah. I promise you that.
So let's,
pull your pants down. Let me see size. Man, listen, I'll show my nuts right now. Let me see your nuts. Yeah. You got baby nuts, Dada.
And he's the grandfather. But I was the innovative part about, why we are here right now. And we took it to a whole nother level. We revolutionized the way that the world look at extreme reality through bare knuckle. We didn't invent this sport. The sport been around since the Roman Coliseum days, when they used to duke it out to the point, to the depth of the kings and queens enjoyment, right? History repeats itself. You have boxing, you have MMA. But before MMA and boxing was ever a thing, it was bare knuckles. When the Irishmen used to fight like this with the handlebar mustache. So history repeats itself. So it's only right that it's our time to come back around again.
That's right. Why is the triangle different from a ring or an octagon?
It's the most dominant form on the planet. It's always been at the center of speculation, at the center of attention. Talking from the pyramids, you look at the back of your money on the dollar bill is a triangle, the Bermuda Triangle. You're a young fella, but I hope you never get caught up inside of a love triangle. You see where I'm going with it, right? So it's like it is the wave of the future. You have 3 equal sides of pure mayhem. It gives the opponent something else to worry about other than the guy that's in the front of him, not getting trapped inside one of those corners. This is what we do. Creative minds never take a day off. You look at this haircut. I've been wearing this haircut for over 14 years. So when they say, hey, Dada, how did this come about? What was the blueprint? And I say, it's been right here. But these are upside down triangles. If I would have done them right side up, it would have been an easy giveaway, right? So me, I'm just an ambassador. I'm just, a spokesman for the culture, and tonight we're going to show the world what makes BYB, the pinnacle when it comes to bare knuckle fighting all over the world.
Now, BYB has gained a lot of attention in the last few months since the Triller event. How do you expect this night to go as far as attendance and ratings go compared to your last 7 shows?
Well, this is it, right? We're only getting better, right? Miami is a hard nut to crack because you're in Miami. On a Friday and Saturday night, you have a lot of options, a lot of options. So what we're doing is this. We're taking the show on the road. you will be surprised of the emails that we get. You know, hey, can you guys come here? Can you guys come there? So Miami is the birthplace where we originated. But, you know what I'm saying, we're going to give people all over the world a taste of bare knuckle fighting, you know what I'm saying, at its finest. BYB Extreme. And I tell the people all the time, when it comes to bare knuckle, we make the weekends. We are the gray area between MMA and boxing. We're large, we're all over the world, and if anybody says it's different, then they're hating. Trust me.
That's right. It's going to be a great show tonight. Dada, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
This is Ben from Bare Knuckle Boys, and this is Sam.
Howdy, howdy.
And we are here with the Glove Touch. So, what is it that gets a 16-year-old to be like, I want to start my own podcast and go out here and meet all these fighters and everything? How did you get involved in all this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've been a fan for combat sports and MMA for about 4 years, and I've just been watching as a fan. And a few years ago, back at like UFC 262 in 2020, I found these guys on YouTube. Shout out to the MMA Holes. I found them, and I joined their community. They signed with a promotion named XMMA. Here's Mickey Mouse on steroids.
Yeah. You got anything to say? No, he's silent.
Oh, he's kind of like said he was on steroids.
The MMA coin, yeah.
MMA Holes, they signed with a promotion called XMMA, and they were showing their content and everything. They had 2 shows. I joined their show. I attended the show in South Carolina back in July, I think it was, and they just had an event back in October, and they got me and my friend over here press passes, and we did some interviews. And this is only my second event. I believe I am the second youngest promoter. I'm not promoter. Podcaster interviewer in the Northern Hemisphere.
Okay.
Awesome.
And where are you from?
South Carolina.
Okay, South Carolina. And so where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Hopefully I can do some more events. The UFC, obviously, that's where it's at. That's my top goal.
So you're trying to transition over to these other organizations as well?
Yep.
Awesome.
That's the top. That's the big dog right there. So we're trying to slowly build bigger promotions one at a time. We'll get there eventually.
All right. Do you want to cover boxing as well?
Yeah, I'll cover some boxing events. I'm not. I'm kind of a casual when it comes to boxing. I watch all the big events. So yeah, if anybody like Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury fights, or any of those big fights, for sure, yeah, I'll cover it.
Who's the biggest guy you've gotten on your podcast, I guess, so far?
Dada, I just interviewed him. That's probably it. I interviewed Roxanne Modafferi yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah. And those are pretty big names.
Who were you most hyped to see in your own show?
Awesome. Well, it's glad to get you here, man.
Yeah, nice to meet y'all.
Yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. Yep. We'll see you around.
Ben from Bare Knuckle Boys.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you later.
This is a Glove Touch. I'm backstage with Jamie Escovoja, who is the BYB champion right now of what weight class?
185 pounds.
Is there anybody you're looking at right now that you think you're going to defend your title against?
To be honest, I just tell the promotion, give me an opponent, and I fight, and that's it. It doesn't matter who it is. I go to collect all the belts from all the promotions at 185, and just like Thanos with the Infinity Stones, I'm collecting everything, and it's inevitable. Nobody's going to stop it.
Do you have a date in mind that you want to get back in there?
So as soon as BYB announces the next card, I will be the main event, and it's called the Big Makaku Show. I am the Big Makaku, and yeah, really, it's going to be an amazing show. You're going to see a lot of destruction.
Now, you said you have titles in other promotions. What's your favorite promotion to fight in?
So, no, I said I want to get the titles from the other promotions. So right now, I'm just establishing myself as the best 185-pound fighter in in bare knuckle boxing around the world, and I will keep, defending my belt and taking the other belts from the other promotions.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.